did you like knowing that Mac was 3 miles off from you, or was that like a gut punch, or would you rather been
Devastating. It's
way off?
devastating. It's like because on a map like that, the scale, all it
Yeah,
takes is I zoom in a little bit more and move my finger like
right.
this and I stay in. Like we both didn't know. That's essentially a tie.
Jonah, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Good to see a smile on your face. So, I feel like if anyone could handle elimination, be you the best because you're such a positive person, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little stressful watching the episode, getting all emotional again, but I'm feeling great. I mean, I was just on TV. What do I have to complain about?
That's a great way to look at it. And another thing, too, it's like only one gets to win this show. So every week there's someone that's going to be leaving at some point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can't have it all. That's good to hear. How adjusted back to life? Are you still in Kansas and teaching still?
Yeah, so actually, I quit teaching right before the show. Right
Oh,
now, my
wow.
job is I'm actually I'm on social media. I talk about books on TikTok. That's my job now. But
That's
I
a good
am
gig.
back in Kansas at the moment. But I'm going back to Southeast Asia in just like a month, which I'm very excited for.
Whoa, listen, you're doing your own destination exit. That's really cool. Is it something you've wanted to do or just like a vacation, a trip?
Yeah, so actually, right before when I was interviewing for the show before I came on, I was living in Vietnam. I was an English
Wow.
teacher there, and I did a trip earlier this year. I did about 2 months traveling through Asia, and I've been back for a few months, and now I'm going back again. I wish I'd never had to leave because I love it over
That's
there.
fan. Hey, if they did a destination X in Asia, you would have won,
I
bro.
would have destroyed. I would have been easily the best person
No
there.
question. You see, sometimes just the location, that throws you.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you felt like, did you like knowing that Mac was 3 miles off from you, or was that like a gut punch, or would you rather been
Devastating. It's
way off?
devastating. It's like because on a map like that, the scale, all it
Yeah,
takes is I zoom in a little bit more and move my finger like
right,
this and I stay in. Like we both didn't know. That's essentially a tie. Like
right. It is. It should be like a tie off,
right,
a quiz or
yeah.
something. That's wild. You know what? I need well another thing to ask. Like, I spoke to Josh last week and he mentioned that like, the goggles cover everything. You don't know where you are, you're disoriented, but how could you not know or realize you're on a mountaintop with snow? How did that feel when they brought you guys out there? Did you knew you were somewhere on a mountaintop or whatnot?
I I knew we were I had a feeling we were in a mountain somewhere. I didn't know for sure. I was like, I knew we were going upwards because on
Hmm.
the way there we had to like take a gondola and I was like, okay, we're going up somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember feeling the snow because you can hear it and feel it. And I was like, okay, so it's somewhere snowy. We're probably on a mountain, but like nothing can prepare you for that view when you take it off. And it's like, holy crap, here's this beautiful mountain range in front of you.
Yeah.
That's like, there's just no way, especially when you've spent like a week on a bus seeing nothing. And then the first thing you see is boom, beautiful mountains. It's amazing. Yeah.
What's the altitude? Did it kind of hit you too? Like the altitude change as you're up on a mountain too? That it
Yeah.
would hit you
That
in a way.
challenge. Yeah, that challenge, you don't see it a whole lot, but we were huffing and puffing. It was exhausting because the air's so thin up there.
Yes.
I was so tired. I was so lucky that Shane was on my team because that man's like a superhero, digging through the snow, grabbing stuff. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I'll let you like do all this, man.
I know we get to like the quick little fast forward thing, on TV, but I was wondering like this can't be that easy. The air is like really thin out there.
It's
So
exhausting,
this is
exhausting. Yeah,
yeah, a physical challenge for sure in that way too. Uh,
yeah.
you know, during this whole thing, I mean, I felt like in the first episode, you did great with locations and stuff. I thought you were like, I didn't understand why people were underestimating you. Were you kind of surprised by that too? Because I thought in the first week's challenge, you did great and then sort of knew and guided along. Why do you think people maybe underestimated you?
I think I was good at figuring things out like clue wise.
Yeah.
I didn't figure out the clues in the second episode, but I also never would have figured out the whole Jen Eva thing. I never would have figured that out.
Uh-huh.
But I think it was because I was playing a lot more emotionally than everyone else. And this is a game that I think everyone recognized pretty early on. You kind of have to be cutthroat and ruthless to an extent. And I wasn't willing to do that. And I made it very obvious that I wasn't willing to do that. And I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I think everyone could see that I was stressed out by the nature of the game.
Yeah.
because I was being more emotional and open and like vulnerable, I think they all saw that as a weakness, as something that could be exploited, which it kind of did a little bit.
Mhm.
But I do think I had strengths that were not being looked at.
I agree. I think you were a great clue person. I mean, yeah, pop culture isn't for everyone, but certain different things, it just depends on what your niche is, and what you
Yeah.
know and knowledge wise. Would you change your sort of, I feel like you're completely transparent and genuine. You are you no matter what, and it comes off on the show. Would you have changed sort of a method of how you portrayed yourself or not? Or are you just always sort of Jonah to the core no matter what?
I'm always me. I can't
Yeah.
fake it. And if I tried, everyone would have seen through me immediately. I'm like the worst liar of all time.
I love
Like
that.
I was thinking like even if I wanted to, even if I tried, the first person I spoke to trying to lie to them, they'd be like, "Oh, he's clearly lying to me right now." Like
Yeah, you just got to be yourself at some point and see where it takes you, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. I appreciate the genuine and honest portion because some people struggle with being themselves. So that's
Yeah.
one thing you got going for you for sure there. Did you make friends? Like, do you guys still stay in touch? Like, how do you feel? Especially after an elimination, because I feel like majority of the cast. We saw Kim sitting, but everyone else was really kind of heartbroken to see you leave too. I felt that was pretty genuine that everyone really took to you and sort of felt that bond with you.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm friends with everyone on the bus still. Like I could reach out to them and chat and be fine. Actually, Allie and Mac are flying to Kansas City today, where I'm gonna go see them later
Oh
today,
wow,
and
awesome.
and meet up with them. And I still chat with Rachel all the time. We're pretty tight. It was honestly that was part of what was hard about leaving is that I'm a lover boy. Like I definitely really liked everyone on the bus, and it was like, well, I might not ever see them again. Thankfully, I can, but it is kind of heartbreaking. Like you make this connection and then you're ripped away, and it's like I don't even know what they're doing now. Yeah, it is kind of sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and you spend so many hours. What were some of the things you like to do on a bus when I was telling to Josh, I couldn't believe how these beds or these cots were so small. Like, how can you sleep on this? It looks like, like a military thing. But how did you spend time, the hours and the sort of on the bus? Any sort of things you like to do or went to or person that you always leaned on talking to?
Yeah, I mean, I got to know everyone so well. I think everyone kind of got to know everyone well
Yeah.
because you have unlimited hours to talk to each other and just get to know each other. But definitely the person I was closest with was Allie. I felt like we really bonded. We had a lot of similar interests and like just ways of looking at the world and at life that really, drew me to her. I trusted her a lot, which is part of why things played out the way they did at the end of the episode.
Mhm.
And there was a couple moments, we got to do activities occasionally. Like they at one point we had a deck of cards that we played with, and honestly, those were some of my favorite moments of the entire experience because that whole group is just their personalities just come through so well, and like Biggie cracks me up. He had me crying laughing a few times on the bus, and those conversations, those interactions, they'll stick with me forever.
I was curious, what was the food like on the bus? We don't see you guys really snacking or eating, but I'm like, what are we getting here? What sort of meals or snacks?
Yeah, it was different every day. Like it was really kind of random. We would just get stuff that was like, okay, I guess that's what we're eating today. We would usually have like eggs and something else for breakfast, and then lunch and dinner wild cards. You never know what you're gonna get. You never
Uh-huh.
know when it's gonna come. It was so like I'd start getting hungry and be like, look around at everyone else. I'm like, you guys getting hungry too? They're like, I don't know. I don't even remember the last time I ate food. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll figure it out.
I was wondering if it's like the food was tailored, sort of another clue to where you're at, maybe,
We
like,
tried to think about that. Like I remember
yeah.
early on in the game, I can't remember what it was. We got like lasagna, and I think
Uh,
Josh was like, "I think I've had this lasagna before." Oh my God, we're here in this one location, and I was like, "There's no way, dude." That's like,
all the places in the world. Yeah, you got the lasagna from this spot in this town. That's amazing.
yeah.
I'm starting to keep a tally on Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So at the end of the show, when we have that one-on-one with him, he offers something. For Josh, he offered a beer. I think there was some kind of food or a pastry maybe
Fondue.
for you.
Yeah.
Did he come through on it?
No, I think he would have. He think he would have, but they were on a tight schedule. They kind of had to usher him along to the next thing. I think he would have, though. I think he meant it. And if we had had time, I would have gladly done
I
that.
was okay. So we're starting to blame production here. So he's 0 for 2 on coming through. He owes Josh a beer and you some food here too. So we're keeping a tally as this season goes on. If Jeffrey came through at any point for anything, that's hilarious. What's your sort of biggest takeaway? I guess I mean there's so much to this experience and all, but anything that you sort of in a sense learned but like will hold close to your heart moving forward.
Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot about myself and about how I handle both myself when times are hard and how I look at the world, right? I really thought my inner competitive nature would come out during the course of this game. I am a competitor. I don't think that comes across in the
Yeah.
in the episodes I was in, but like in the real world, I'm like the most competitive person I know. If I play board games with my friends, I'm destroying them. I'm no mercy. I'm destroying them. But in something like this, where the stakes are a lot higher and there's a lot more humanity in it, there's a lot more of these are people that I'm not winning a board game. I'm maybe crushing someone's dream. You know, that's a lot more. My competitor disappeared, was gone, and I guess that says to me that what's most important to me in the world and what's most important to me in my own life is the pursuit of being a kind person, and I always want to be striving for that.
Yeah, I think it's really great, and I think it comes through. And this group of people probably felt it from you too, as you mentioned. You're still friends, and you have that connection. It's sort of you're giving it off to the world, and people are feeling that. And I feel like all of America was rooting for you, you know, too. You're
I hope
super
so.
easy to root for, so we're all bummed out. But that's the impact and impression you make, which is pretty cool, you know, to know that so many people that might have never talked to you or know you are rooting for you and like following you now.
Yeah, that is really cool to feel, and coming out of the game, that was what I was like, this is like my one thing, right? I hope I came across well because I didn't do very good.
Uh, No, I think you came across great. You made an impact in that time. What's the casting process for you? Because Josh was different. He's a reality TV veteran, you know, in that sense.
Yeah.
What's it like for you? How did you hear about the show? I'm curious how you applied and all that.
Yeah, well, I can't talk too much about the casting process, but I'll
Uh,
say I didn't pursue this. It kind of came to me.
oh wow.
My job, I'm a social media guy. Like I post about books on TikTok. So I have a following there, and I was kind of found by a casting agent and was presented with this as an opportunity, and I was like, of course, like yeah, I'm gonna do this. Duh.
Yeah.
And so it kind of fell into my lap. I honestly, I don't really watch reality TV. I'm not really into it. But I was like, I'm not passing on this amazing once in a lifetime thing. So that it kind of just literally fell out of the sky.
It was meant to be, and I guess it worked out. It's probably perfect that you don't watch it. Great
Yeah.
candidate in that way, too.
Yeah.
As I let you go, I mean, there's been chatter and talk. I'm sure you're seeing in social media. Who do you look like? I think you're a blend of so many different like TV personalities and actors. Like anyone can find a little bit of like, oh, I see a little bit of Elijah Wood or Chalamet or whatnot. Are you kind of enjoying this whole thing that people tried to peg you as like who do you look like and who you resemble?
No, I'm kind of embarrassed by it, gotta be honest. This is the first clip of me. I say like, oh, I look like the people tell me I look like the guy from Dune. I was telling a story about when I lived in Vietnam, I got compared to every white male celebrity in existence. I got told I look like Jack Harlow, Spider-Man, just any white guy they could think of. And in the context of that clip, I was talking about how Dune Part 2 had just come out, and I
Yeah.
had Vietnamese people telling me all the time, like, oh, you look like the guy from Dune, because they had seen the movie and they thought
Yes.
white guy, dark curly hair, that's him. Like,
Oh, that's funny. Well, enjoy it because people are having fun with it. So, I mean,
yeah,
why not? It's a good thing, you know?
yeah.
Jonah, it's been a blast watching you. Even cooler to talk to you. You're exactly who I was hoping you'd be. So that's a great compliment there. And man, you're having your own sort of Destination X journey of
I
your own.
am.
Enjoy Asia and hope to see you again somehow and get to talk to you.
I hope so too. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, I'll be following your book recommendations. I like that. I'm gonna
Hell yeah.
TikTok, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks so much, Jonah.
Thank you. Yeah, see ya.